All right, so we're looking at horizontal and vertical lines, and definition of vertical line I have written on the board. So vertical lines have equations of the form x equals a, where a is where the line cuts the x-axis. Now, what does that look like on a graph? I'm going to show you that. So if I just draw a rough copy of a graph, so that's the y-axis, and this is the x-axis. So if you have a line that's cutting the x-axis at any point, so let's go 1, 2, and I'm going to cut the x-axis at this point. So that means x is equal to 2. All right. So in this case, I can cut the x-axis at any point I want. I can cut it at -1. Okay, and I can just draw a line. I'm putting a dotted line for this case so you can see that. So x is equal to -1. So when you have an equation between x equals to a number, that means the line is cutting the x-axis at that point. Okay, and that means when you have x is equal to a number, you are always parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so let's put a note there. So note when x is equal to a, so a is any number, okay, the vertical line is always parallel to y-axis. Okay, so that's something, and those lines don't meet each other, so they would never intersect at all. All right. So now we have the horizontal line, guys, and the definition for that is when the line has an equation of the form of y equals to b, where b is the line that cuts the y-axis at a particular point. So if I draw another graph, okay, just quickly, and let's call that y-axis and x-axis. Let's say the line is cutting, the y at y equals 1. Okay, so you're going to have a line that's going to go through. That's going to go through the line of y equals. Okay, so we have a line that is cutting through the y-axis at y equals to 1. And if you have another line just down the bottom, let's make that -2. Doesn't matter where, it could be at any point at this stage. You can have another line. I'm putting a dotted line. This just means it's a line that's cutting across the y at y equals to -2. And as you can see, horizontal lines has to be parallel to x-axis. Okay, so I have that in mind as well. Okay, so horizontal line is parallel to y-axis. Okay, and that's usually when you have an equation that's equal to y is equal to any number, and that's probably the easiest and simplest equation you can probably get.